Hello and welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, to a interesting day. Now, we're following the fallout that is Mechwarrior 5, and there's been some things that have come to light. It already looks like a lot of people are pressing for lawsuits against Russ Bullock, but that's honestly a story for another time, because again, that's purely speculative. I know a lot of legal people are looking into Russ's scandalous and very fishy background and all the stuff that regarding to the AMAs. But apparently in Canada there is, from some of the legal people I know, there is grounds for lawsuit. I'm not sure specifically. Again, I'm going to wait until we hear much more about that before I go any more into detail. Because again, this kind of stuff is mostly speculatory. If he gets sued or not, and if that finally puts down PGI. But I have an interesting comment here because I'd left the Discord server because I was so disgusted with their behavior, and I've severed connections, and at this point I've pretty much put PGI on a blacklist. Now I got a comment here that actually has explained to me a little bit more, and I've been talking to some people who are still over there. It's an absolute fucking dumpster fire. So you poor fucking people over there, I feel bad for you. There is a link in the channel's homepage and about page. You can join our Discord, and you're actually able to have a free discussion here. Unlike PGI, we're not gonna fucking ban you for just merely stating your opinion. So moving on, Russ knew of the changes and planned on telling the community at Gamescom around August 24th to limit damage with the beta of the game. Now, the time limit for refund, which already is open to lawsuit since it's a bait and switch, is September 1st. We got lucky with a 1-month refund. They planned on you having less than a week and a half so they could lock in that cash. People would have not followed the AMAs, Gamescom around the event. So they were going to use the Gamescom event to basically sell the product without people knowing about it and basically bait and switch us, and you would find out about it later. And it'd be too late for you to do anything about it because Gamescom would be hogging up all the press. That was the plan. I hope beyond hope that Simmons sues the shit out of Russ and his team. Yes. Honestly, PGI needs to be disbanded. I'm actually calling for a complete boycott of all their content and all their everything. They need to go out of business. They're not worthy of the license. So we're not buying their shit. We're not going to purchase any of their crap. We're not going to support their crap. And most of the other YouTubers I know are already in the process of just severing all connections. I did get contacted by the people at Mechwarrior Living Legends about their indie game if people are looking for something to do. I also got contacted by another indie working on a Mechwarrior game that is actually very much like Mechwarrior 5. In fact, they have a playable demo. I'll have a link in the description, so please check that there. That'll be for the Mechwarrior Living Legends Discord and for the Merc company thing. You can tell them Kibs sent you if you really want, but honestly, you don't need to. You're honestly a Mechug. Oh, cancer. But I have a message for CGL here, and I actually am offended for the first time in forever about this reward here. As a backer of your product, I want this rescinded. And I'd urge any other backers to basically poke at CGL. I don't want the $1,375,000 reward. I don't want, Russ to do this whole thing with the several co-op missions, live streaming the game for anticipation. I don't want that or anything. I don't want this anything to do with Mechwarrior 5. I want that connection severed, okay? You guys don't even need to touch them. And honestly, I have another concern here already because you guys said that you wouldn't add anything more because you're going to focus on the goals you had at hand. What's going on, Catalyst Games Labs? You just added more stuff here. You said you weren't going to add more goals, and I see up to $2 million here. Raised eyebrows and confusion, for sure. But there was a post for us Kickstarters that they were not going to go past $1 million because they were going to focus, just like Subverse did, on what they had. I even see I have Mechwarrior Living Legends. I downloaded it and I'll give it a shot, even though it never works for me anyways. But what the hell, guys? What are you doing, huh? What are all these extra rewards here? I thought you said you were going to focus on the product and making a good product for us. I'm very suspicious as to your behavior now. And I'd urge everyone to begin asking questions. Because they did say that they were going to stop, and now they're going to keep tacking on rewards as the millions go up. So again, we're already at. I'm not no pushover. I didn't back the highest amount, but fuck me, I did back $600 reduce because I have faith in the project, but my faith is beginning to dwindle. And especially after the betrayal of Piranha Games Interactive and the sleaziness regarding that. Honestly, I do hope bigger content creators poke at this because I'm too small to make an impact, a real impact of any good nature. I think there's the biggest ones who are covering this issue at the moment that I'm aware of is Sid Alpha, and then there's some other little ones like me, which are in the like 10K ballpark or under. And then there, honestly, my biggest hope is Razor Fist goes after this because he's probably the bigger and he's much better at tearing into people like this. So I do hope that he does something on it because he was there actually in the AMA, and so he saw that fucking cesspit and just the absolute shit that it was. And maybe he's still there, maybe he is gonna do something. But honestly, I really hope he does. We need bigger content creators to make pushbacks against this. If we want real effect and change. I mean, I don't think we need that too much. Within the first hour within the AMA, during the thing, they had 1,700 sales refunded immediately before they immediately started to shut down things. And apparently there's a limit in which you can refund. So again, PGI does not care about you. They never did, and they never will. In fact, they're going to replace you as soon as they can with new... I don't even know what the fuck do they think Epic Store is good? Russ, you are an absolute piece of shit. This man is going to go down in history as one of the scummiest, sleaziest human beings of all time. And in the Mechwarrior and the BattleTech franchise, even worse so. Because he took what we had an opportunity to have and ruined it. There are already authors of the BattleTech universe and other BattleTech and CGL people who are even making posts and saying like, yeah, no, I'm refunding. This is absolutely disgusting. Because what PGI did was fucking disgusting. They betrayed us. They lied to us. Not that it is infuriating, isn't it? I'd seen the Epic Games Store and I'd seen this stuff happen before, and I already refused to use their services because of the horrible things they've done to other gaming communities. I could not stomach the thought of using them. But it's definitely, I didn't think it could happen to us. But towards the last couple months, it clearly did. They had no intention of being truthful with us. They had no intention of being honest with us. And honestly, I want CGL. I want you guys to cut your connections with them. I do not want you guys associated with PGI. PGI is not a company that should be associated with. It is bad PR. Cut ties with Russ. Disavow him. And go your separate direction, right? Raise your money. I want this product to succeed, okay? I want this to succeed. I want BattleTech Clan Invasion to revitalize the franchise, but you should not do it with that fucking weasel named Russ Bullock. Not anywhere near this thing. He does not deserve any sort of attention of being associated with the revival of BattleTech. He's the same fucking snake that tried to sell us all out. No, he did sell us all out. Okay? I do not want him associated with this in the slightest, and I am actually contemplating if we do, it's a when, not an if, when we do reach the reward tier, that we will, that I'm just gonna cut I don't even want to give, the fact that he'll be there is such a stain, in my opinion, that I'm thinking about getting my money back. That's just not, I don't want anything to do with him. I'm so disgusted with that behavior. They told us that we'd get Steam keys. We're going to get Steam keys a year later. I already refunded, so fuck that. Fuck them. They're not getting my money. I don't want anything to do with Russ. I don't want anything of this project that I'm supporting to do with Russ. It's basically, oh no, that's an absurd. I'm mad. I'm so mad right now. That's not even a good analogy. That's just me being fucking upset. I had to stop myself there. Yeah, no, like, I don't mind, like, Mitch Gittleman, he's the guy who does HBS Battletech, while HBS Battletech is kind of a fucking letdown. At the very least, they tried. And at the very least, they're trying. I'll give credit where credit is due. Lauren Coleman, Brent Evans, Jordan Weissman. Oh, hey, Jordan Weissman. God, I swear to God, I thought he was dead or something. Sorry. Randall Bills. But yeah, no, like all the original founders are gonna be there. That's actually really cool. Honestly, I would hope you guys would do it without having to raise that much. You know, I thought you guys would be a little bit more passionate about this. Just use a beard off to just raise money would probably be the thing I'd prefer. I don't know. I like Mitch Weiss and you guys. Like Russ screwed us. Like I don't know. Do you guys care? I'm mad. I am so mad. I was supporting Mechwarrior 5 for the longest time, and after being sold out, and not just sold out, but thrown away, he threw us to the winds. And that's just a matter of fact. I just... I don't even know. Like, I'm gonna support this project, but like the whole Mechwarrior 5 thing, the PGI being tethered to it, it's just bad optics. It's very bad. It's very in poor taste, especially after this. And they announced these additional rewards after the fuck up by Russ fucking Bullock. Yeah, I don't even. It's leaving a very sour taste in my mouth. It's like I wanted to help you guys revitalize the franchise, but you're like you're pissing in my cornflakes, guys. Pissing in my cornflakes. I want to support you guys. I really do. I want to believe in you guys, Catalyst Games Labs, CGL. You know your website's shit. You should really get that worked on by a professional at some point, because it is a travesty, and I think everybody here can fucking agree with it, unless you guys changed it recently. But fuck me, finding books on that was a pain in the ass. But other than that, you know, everybody, you know, you got growing pains, things to work on. But this is just bad optics. Bad optics all around. And with Russ Bullock just utterly destroying everything that Mechwarrior represented as a franchise, you know, it's just too late. And I heard people say that, you know, where's Microsoft? Well, I don't think Microsoft, if I recall correctly, owns anything in the Mechwarrior license anymore. Unfortunately, Microsoft couldn't intervene to help because I'm pretty sure they would not sanction the Epic Store exclusivity. Microsoft, to give credit where credit is due, and not just because I have family that works there, because I've been criticizing that company forever, even though I have a free lifetime pass for fucking Xbox Live, which is absolutely useless to me. But like they've done bad, scummy things, but honestly, they've taken steps in the right direction for PC gaming, where they have their own store, but they're not doing exclusivity deals because while they're going to release Halo on the Windows Store and the Gears game on the Windows Store, they're also putting it on Steam. Kudos to Microsoft. That's a class move right there. That is a move of, you know, that move honestly gives me more respect for that company than like anything has ever done in a long time, since back in the Xbox original days with the DirectX compatibility. The entire idea behind Xbox being that, you know, PC gaming and console gaming would become one at some point. That was the purpose of Xbox. That's why I supported Xbox, you know, early on, even though it didn't have anything until Halo came along and just fucking, you know, gave them another punch. And I had faith in their company at that point. But, not, I mean, I get props to fucking Microsoft now. Like, seriously, like, Micropose made the first Mech Commander, and if PGI is associated with the next Mech Commander, I'm not interested. I'm not buying PGI's products. You don't get my money. And you're not going to be on this channel. After these fucking rants are done, after the dust is settled, and after you're out of business, yeah, no. I'll be watching closely if I ever see any of those same PGI officials in any other studio and what they've said and what their thoughts were on the whole fucking event. Because if there's a new studio that opens up and it's one of these PGI hacks who had sold us out, not saying that all of them are, I'm saying that, you know, probably most of the ground team got fucked by the fucking executive decisions. It's always the executive branch and the commercial side of things that always fucks over the creative side of these aspects of these projects. And I know that because I have a lot of context in the gaming industry, and it's something that we saw with THQ, or not just quite THQ, but Relic, where the commercial side sort of fucked them over, and we saw that with especially Electronic Arts and Activision, the whole Blizzard fiasco as well. Same thing. When you get these commercial execs in there and they start just fucking changing house, the creative side gets thrown under the executive power gets taken away from the creative aspect of the team. And once that happens, it's just this fucking slow death from there on outward. As slowly, more power is siphoned away from the creative team. We should have saw that coming. We should have seen it coming And it was so fucking obvious in hindsight. Mechwarrior Online, when it first launched, it had all sorts of features that were Mechwarrior-like. Look at old Mechwarrior Online gameplay, and you'll find that the game was much more like a BattleTech game than anything else. What Mechwarrior Online became is just a hollow shooter that isn't even remotely close to what it was originally. No knockback mechanics, Instead of fixing the knockback mechanic, because one of the flaws in the early beta testing, because I was part of that, was that you could just waddle into something and knock it over and just keep doing that. Well, the thing is, you just make it do either A, more damage, or if you do it multiple times, you get penalized or something of that nature. But again, instead of fixing the issue, they started cutting these decisions and cutting these designs, and then slowly, eventually turning it into a cash-grabbing, fucking disgusting MMO, which it's like gold mechs are the only mechs. Every other mech is not, and the grinding is awful, and all these mechanics are awful for grinding. Fuck PGI, seriously. Mechwarrior Online should have been the first sign. But I think everybody, even myself, wanted to have some hope for the franchise. Because it's like, Mechwarrior. The thing is, Mechwarrior and BattleTech, it was one of the biggest science fantasy... I'm not going to use the word science fiction, because it's science fantasy, and let's be honest here. One of the biggest science fantasy universes of all time, especially in the United States of America. Because they had their own TV show, there was a movie in the works, there was all sorts of things in the works. They successfully branched the IP out into books, comics, not very well in the comics, let me mind you. And, they had the tabletop stuff and even kids' toys. Like, they were big. They were massive. 40K could never dream to be on that scale. Still. But, before Fasticore fucking imploded and everything went downhill, in, the fucking 90s and 80s, late 80s, or no, it's mid-90s, if I remember right. Because that was Top Kids or something like that. I always forget that company that screwed us over, but you know what I mean. But either way, I rant too much here. What can you do? Honestly, it's bad optics, CGL. Back on topic. It's bad optics, cut ties with fucking PGI. It's just not good. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. PGI is something that I strongly and adamantly believe should not have anything to do with this, okay? At all. I don't want PGI's name in here. I don't want to see Russ Bullock's ugly fucking mug. That man is a borderline fucking criminal. It's bad optics, and if he does get sued and look at actual prison time for this fucking fiasco, which honestly I wouldn't mind actually seeing him behind bars for the fucking shit he pulled, that stunt. That's so scummy. Fuck him. Seriously. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm gonna have to just no, I don't want to end this on a bad note. Let's calm down here for a second. So, I was contacted by Mechwarrior Legneds, and I was also contacted by people, not the indie team itself, but actually people who were big fans of the indie team, but they're like, hey Kibs, look at this. It's called Merc Company, if I'm right. That one looks interesting. I played it already. Plays like Mechwarrior 3. Runs on Unity. Honestly, I have no problems with Unity. My indie game is using Unity's engine, so I think it's a fucking solid engine. If I had to say so myself, because I was a dumbass when I was younger and I used fucking Java. What a stupid idea that was. Oh God, I'm an idiot. But God, it was stupid. But, yeah. Either way, Unity is fucking... Oh, it's a godsend is what it is. Then again, that's somebody coming from Java, so, Oh, my poor programmers. Or programmer. He's dead. But, I mean, anybody who uses Java would die eventually. But yes, Merc Company plays like Mechwarrior 3 and Mechwarrior 4. It is the closest thing to the classics I've ever seen in my entire life. Fucking outstanding work. You can even step on tanks, by the by. It is completely free for download, so try the demo. And the guy's going to do a Kickstarter soon, but honestly, if there's any illegal people, I had some concerns personally, but I didn't want to raise them without, 100% knowledge. Just because the UI and just some of the UI stuff is very close to the old school Mechwarrior games, and, when you get close to things can get a little dicey. Again, using different names and changes and stuff, you should be fine there. Mechwarrior Living Legends, I got contacted by the mod team. I'm gonna check them out. I did leave you guys Discord server. I'm sorry. I just feel like being on multiple Discord servers. I actually have to run my community, and that's why I left both their servers. Purely because it's like, okay, I don't have time to be on these servers. I have to run my community servers, but I will keep tabs on their projects at the very least, from afar. And if I do any events, I'll host it on my end. I'll do stuff like that. But either or, I procrastinate here. Those Mechwarrior Living Legends is the closest thing you'll have to a Mechwarrior online, and actually, it's actually a lot better. You have battle armor, you have tanks, you have mechs, you have aircraft. It's fucking amazing, really. You can be all sorts of things. I've always had issues getting to work because it runs on the Crysis engine, and the Cry engine is just fucking garbage. I've never liked it ever, and that's just me, I guess. But it's technically a mod, it's an overhaul, basically, for Crysis Wars. And it's a pretty goddamn good one at that. I'll grant, credit where credit's due. The battles have daytime, nighttime, and you can use nighttime optics, all sorts of cool stuff. It is honestly a Battletech wet dream. The issue is the player base is just not quite there. Criticism with criticism is due. Merc Company, criticism with criticism is due. It's early into the... Honestly, it's really hard to criticize that one because, it's just too early in development to really tell. And with the Kickstarter coming up soon, it's like, interesting. I guess I do have some criticism. That missile lock-on sign, good God. I close my eyes sometimes and I swear I can still hear it. It's so blaring. My eardrums hurt. And it's very annoying, actually. Not a good missile lock-on sound. Maybe like a beep, 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 beep. Like maybe a little bit hollower, to signify lock-on. Or maybe if you've been locked on too. Or beep, 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 beep. You know what I mean when you're doing lock-on systems in a science fiction game. You gotta simulate that fighter craft sort of, lock-on sounds. Either or, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm sorry it was another kind of gloomy video. On the bright side, our first sprite for our game is actually almost done. Like, it fucking looks awesome. And that's actually it's been very good for us and good for me actually that actually was finished for this debacle. Cashew, good job. Fucking outstanding job, buddy. You're a great animator. But goddamn. It still sucks to see your other hobbies die while you're working on your dream. Oh god. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. I don't know why I have this fucking weird retarded idea like, yeah, I could have done something. No, you couldn't have. Dipshit. He couldn't fix this. But at the very least, even if these guys do it, even if these guys do the fucking thing with PGI, like, I might just downgrade one reward and just go to 300, but I just spite because I just don't like them. But I can't abandon the project because it is Battletech. It is Battletech, and that's the thing. It's Battletech. This is Battletech's one chance to get revived, and if you have to fucking hold your nose for one stupid decision, I'm pretty sure Russ Bullock got it in his hands and knees and begged for it too. Fucking weasel. I'm ending this video. I'm getting in an angry place. I'm gonna go take a break and record some Red Alert 2 or something, just to change my mind on this thing, or just take my mind off it. I hope you guys have a really good rest of your weekend, though. And we'll see you in the next stream. We should be beating EDF 5 soon, but we'll keep EDF on the stream off and ons thing, just like we did with Deep Rock Galactic. If you've got suggestions for the next streamable item thing, put them up. Put them up in the comments. I'll take a look at them, or just, put them up in the suggestion box on the Discord server. And, yeah, that'll be that. And then, of course, we'll have it be a vote by the patron and the subscribe star. One good news, right? Subscribe star, Patreon, all those things culminated together. We raise about $200 a month. $200 a month is fucking awesome. Awesome for a couple of facts here. $30 is for a single frame of a sprite. That's pretty good. Like, in a couple months, like, we could put together something pretty nice. Put together maybe a couple characters even. That's awesome. A single finished illustration is $200 alone. That's a whole illustration there. I'm gonna wrap that up. I'll be putting more money into it. If we were to raise $1,000 a month, that would be one person could be hired full time. I would hire people before myself. By the way, I'm putting myself last. Purely because I can work on the free time, and I know I'll work myself no matter what. So I was thinking of hiring people before me, and I'd be the last one officially hired in. Last one in. That's my thoughts on it, anyways. I'd hire probably one of the artists first, so we could just get art pumped out. And so it's like I think $700 a month for one artist, and that's our artist from Thailand, so that's why it's 700. Because it would be cheaper to do him rather than Europeans. And then get that one in, and then if things continue to go well, keep hiring other people into the project, and slowly build up the team that way, and then put myself in last. Because I'll work full time. I can work 2 full-time jobs, no problem. I've done it before. Gonna be, I have a growing love for coffee, as one would understand with that kind of thing. But yes, and that would be a dream come true, really. That put myself in a better mood. Okay, I'm gonna go record stuff. Have a good day, guys.